And now, Brandon Thick Boy Schaub.
Coming at you, yeah. Monday morning, Monday after Mother's Day. How's your Mother's Day, fellers?
Good. I FaceTime with Mom and then just
Then you golfed all day.
Sent her some cold hard cash.
Oh, cash.
Yeah.
That's always nice.
Yeah. She's like, you keep the flowers. Send me some cash.
Man, I like Mama's vibe there. Chin, did you do anything for Mama's Day?
Yeah, my family always visits me, so
They come to you.
yep. They bring food. They take care of everything. So
All right, well,
it's good stuff.
so you didn't have to do much.
Yes.
And then you golfed all day, I assume, Case.
I golfed on Saturday and then I hit the range on Sunday because I wasn't happy with how we performed on the front nine on Saturday, so I had to clean up some things.
Gotta get better. T didn't have a game on Sunday. He had a game on Saturday. We're in the playoffs. That game, the seed's already kind of cemented. So we played the number one seed. They only have 2 losses on the season. The 2 losses is to us. So they pitched their ace pitcher. We pitched our ace pitcher, T, and we ended up winning the game. T hit a ball so hard. Dead center field, bounced off. There's like a net so it doesn't go onto the road, and he hit the net. Anywhere else, I mean, it's like he's at the Green Monster. It's like he's in Boston. Anywhere else, that thing is smooth sailing. He hit it so hard. It was weird too, man, because rec ball, but there's a lot of, even though the seeds are set for the playoffs, it was a big game because, we've won 5 in a row. Nobody else has even won 2 in a row, so we've gotten hot. The boys are balling. Even the kids, should be cutting oranges, are playing well. So there's a lot of implications right in the game, and the parents, man. One mom almost fought a dad. The ump had to call a timeout because things were like getting so hostile. It was weird.
Maybe it was the heat. Maybe the heat had something to do with it.
Yeah, the heat for sure. And when we're in the car there, Boston had a game too, but he's 5. It's like wrangling cats, but he's 5, so he's just excited to play. But with T, I said, Bud, as we're driving, I'm like, it's hot for everybody. It's hot as hell out. It's 100 degrees because we played catch early in the morning just so we could feel the heat. I'm like, today it's gonna be hot. Just when you step out of the car, acknowledge it's gonna be hot, but I can still compete. And then I don't want to hear you complain about the weather. It's gonna be hot for everybody. So just know, like, that's gonna be a factor in this. And you're pitching. It's gonna be freaking toasty, dude. He didn't say anything. It was a good game, though, man. Good game. Now we're in the playoffs. It's going to get interesting, though, because if we get to the championship, I won't be able to leave on the 27th. So my family's going to beat me. The plan was they were always going to beat me to Austin because they're all flying, and Joanna goes back and forth. But, yeah, it could be dicey. It could be dicey to get the championship. Might be staying in a hotel.
How much longer would it be then?
A day.
Oh, just a day.
Day or 2 max, yeah. Yeah. Just kind of puts a little wrench into things. There's a good chance we get to the play. I mean, we're the hottest team in the league. Everybody knows it. We're hot. 5 in a row, dude. Boys are winning. Even though it's rec, and it's our last year of rec, it's fun. So the first round starts tomorrow. The team that we've beat 3 times now got a bye. Annoying. But at that age, you don't want buys, man. You don't want buys. But yeah, we're cooking, dude. We're a lot of baseball because travel ball starts Memorial Day tournaments next week. They got Memorial Day tournaments in 2 weeks. They have their last games of Sunday ball on Sunday. And then rec ball, we're in the playoffs, dude. A lot of baseball. I love it. Bossy's last game's tonight under the lights. He's going to be crunk. Hit some dingers, man. I spent Friday with my boys at Autotopia. And I met my brother from another mother, this dude named Zach. You guys would know him, not you guys, but for the gearheads out there, he was one of the original cast members of Hoonigans, my boy Zach. And Zach's a big LS guy, so they partnered me and him up, and he drove my Humvee, which he loved, and then he took me around, and I got to drive his C6 Z06 Corvette. He's a big LS guy. I know Fords. I know Hellcats. I've never been a big Chevy guy. I've never been that into him. My dad's into him. It's just never been my thing. You know, it just for whatever reason. It's not that I dislike him. It's just never been my thing. Just hasn't. And then after seeing his, and he makes special cams for him called Bigfoot's Dick, which, you know me, dude, I got my attention right away. Man, I started going down that rabbit hole, so we'll see what happens. But that dude knows his LS motors. It's just these rabbit holes. It's these rabbit holes, man. And your boy only has so much bandwidth. But I'm on a ZR1 Z06 LS motor kick right now. We'll see how long that lasts. But yeah, it's interesting, man. It was fun. Great dude. You know when you meet somebody just bros right away? God, just bros right away. Just brothers from a different mother. Just a solid dude. Really good dude.
Is that him or no?
That's him. That's him. Yeah, he built some cool stuff, man. Has his own shop down there, I think, in Huntington. And then he's the creator of Burnout Wars, which are massive. Yeah, that's his red Z06 right there. 2010. That's why I don't like the. Don't get me wrong. The ZR1s and the C7s, stuff like that, and the new ZR1s are gangster cars. I get that, but I'm drawn to the old 2010 ZR1s. That's what I like.
Damn.
Yeah, he picked it up in Florida, did work on it, and then stopped and saw his mom in Missouri, and then got it to L.A. Yeah, there it is. BFD, Bigfoot's Dick. Speaking to my soul, man. Camshaft named after Bigfoot's Dick. Yeah, I need it. You know? The thing just sounded so sweet, and it was manual. Ooh, that boy can drift too, man. I said, where the hell you learn to drift like this? He had so much control. He goes, just as a kid. Yeah, like I was like 16, just always doing fucking burnouts. You get the hang of it. I'm like, yeah, I miss those years. Yeah, it's him doing work before he leaves Florida. If I get one, I'll just send it to him, or I'd call him to scope it out. Such a good dude. Love that guy. Love that guy. Your boy was at the baseball field all damn day Saturday, and then I caught the UFC 315. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. You had 4 out of 5 decisions on the main card. And then I look at the fight night this week that's on Saturday, and UFC's just coasting. It's just, there's not much effort into the posters, in the promotion. I'm trying to see the glass as half full right now. I assume it's because they're waiting for the TV rights deal, and they're just holding their freaking cooking matchups. I assume that's it. I assume. I pray to God, because I look at this fight night, and it's so bad. And then I'm not trying to be negative, but you know, and your boy was on a kick. T hit that ball, man. You know, there's nothing, as a dad, there's nothing better, man. We went to dinner, and I'm like, oh shit, UFC 315. Usually, if there's a pay-per-view UFC, I wake up like with butterflies. I cannot wait. If T has baseball and there's UFC at night, it is literally a perfect day for me. Kiddo baseball, entire day at the park, and then at night, a nice meal and a UFC pay-per-view is the best thing on earth. There's nothing better. And I woke up Saturday morning and didn't even fucking think of UFC 315. After the game, we're at dinner, and then I was like, oh shit, UFC 315 started. So I missed the prelims, which I never do, because those are some of my favorite fights. So I rushed home to see UFC 315, and my wife fell asleep during it. She loves fighting. Like, dude, you get a girl that likes fighting as much as you do, marry her. Like, she's down. She fell asleep. She fell asleep during the Zahabi and Jose Aldo. So your boy was just sitting there. Even I was like, fuck. We deserve better. We can get in the card. Yeah, glass half full, kids. Let's keep it positive. I could come on here and absolutely destroy these few past cards and the fight nights and just everything that they're doing, but I'm trying to be cool right now. Shevchenko, Ferro, The women's MMA right now is at such a low level. There's barely any strikes thrown in that entire thing. I guess you give it to Shevchenko. It's so low level, man. We're going backwards, especially the women's division. We're going backwards. If you look at Alexa Grasso, that used to be a world champion. She used to be a world champion. She just got bully beat down by Natalia Silva for 3 rounds, 30-27 from a former world champion. She just lost the fire. It's just not, for whatever reason. And there's nothing. Listen, there's nothing. Don't be too hard on it. There's nothing wrong with it. She got to the top of the mountain. She did what she was, her dreams as a child, I'm sure, is coming up in the game. She became world champion. So she climbed the mountain. She saw what it's like up there. And now those days are gone. It's tough to get back. That's why one of the toughest things to do in fighting, if not the toughest thing, is to reclaim your title. It's just gone. Like the fire, you watch her fight, and it's just like, it's not there. It's just not there. It's just not there. And it's all good. With Jose Aldo and Zabib, here's my thing with the UFC. If you're going to do these tributes for guys, especially guys of Jose Aldo's level, who's an all-time great, if you're going to do the tributes for guys like Anthony Smith, which they should do, this isn't a knock on Anthony Smith, but if you're going to do those tributes, and I guess for the UFC, their argument would be like, well, he said it's his last one. Jose never said anything. But if you know it's like their last 1 or 2, go ahead and do it. Like there should have been especially on this fucking card, there should have been a huge tribute to Jose Aldo. Win or lose, maybe it's not his last fight, the UFC doesn't know, but go ahead and do the whole highlight package. That would be great. That would be great. Jose Aldo, if anybody deserves it, it's him. Now they'll do the thing where 4 or 6 months from now, where he'll be sitting in the crowd like they did with Vitor Belfort, and he stands up and cries. But for Jose, come on, guys, we got to check those boxes. Yeah, the card is what we thought it was. Now, the main event was better, I would assume, than you guys thought. I think the majority of people that would bet on this fight would bet to decision. Depending your feelings on JDM, you probably would bet Belal on this. Even if you hate him, he's just such a proven winner. You would probably bet him by decision. This fight was and it wasn't a bad fight in any facet. It was entertaining. But people are upset that Belal didn't do more takedowns, didn't attempt more takedowns. But I think you're taken away from how good JDM is. I think here's what's going on here. I think JDM's a hell of a lot better than we all thought, especially his takedown defense. And we just assumed Belal was going to be able to take him down because we watched the Leon Edwards fight. And Belal figured out Leon, and I would assume most of the fan base thought if he takes that game plan, brings it to JDM, he wins in similar fashion. And where there's a disconnect, there's JDM's takedown defense is so much better than Leon Edwards. But he got taken down by Gilbert Burns. I get that. The guy has been training his ass off, has Craig Jones, the Dagestani Achilles heel, in his corner. So I think it's not that Belal, Canelo hands thought he could strike with JDM. I think it's more of the case of JDM's takedown defense is so much better than everyone expected. He's freaking good. He's really, really good. And Belal thought he would land takedowns easier, and then he realized, he knew going in it was a 5-round fight, but I think he realized that, oh, God, this isn't as easy as I thought. And to JDM's credit, he had no choice but to stand with probably the best boxer in the welterweight division, and he got pieced up. I see some guys like Cejudo, who, God, all-time great. But wrestler, you'll see a lot of wrestlers who are scoring it for Belal, especially going to the 5th, and boy, are they off. I mean, they're viewing it at a different angle because they do have an extensive world-class wrestling background, but just as far as fighting goes, that fight's at worst 4-1, Jack. If you want to score at 5-0, no complaints, but that fight was not close. Not close. JDM beat his ass and forced him to fight his fight, forced him to keep it on the feet. When they got in close, he really took advantage of it. And I think Belal was also, and this is where JDM's a little different than Leon, is when he did get taken down, he was so good at getting back to his feet and not getting in danger. So for Belal, it's just disheartening because he's never really had that. He's never really had to deal with that from a guy. You know, JDM was world class from his takedown defense, especially his boxing, his striking, and really the overall theme of that fight. And this what happens with champions. It happened with Leon. Is once the game plan's out on how to beat you, all those guys can just mimic that to some certain degree, and usually have success. So I think with Belal, like the gig's a little up as far as if you have the talent like a JDM, where the constant circling, the constant footwork. Don't let Belal get you to the cage. That's where he does most of his work, is against the cage, and he just dominated him. JDM looked fantastic. Dominate him. Let's take a little break here, kids, and we'll jump right back into this juicy episode of the Schaub Show, because DeleteMe makes it super easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online at a time when surveillance and data breaches are super common, enough to make everybody susceptible to it. It's easier than ever to find personal information about people online. Having your address, phone number, family members' names hanging out on the internet can actually have some real consequences in the real world. It makes everyone at risk. All right. And listen, as someone with an active online presence, privacy is really important to me. So that's why I lean into DeleteMe. Take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for DeleteMe. Now, at special discount for you listeners and viewers of the Schaub Show, today get 20% off your DeleteMe plan by texting Brendan, BRENDAN, to 64,000. That's 64000. The only way to get 20% off is to text Brendan to 64000. That's Brendan to 64,000. Message and data rates may apply. DeleteMe. And then Makhachev, it looks like, and this was, you know, even though this fight card sucked Bigfoot's dick, there were serious implications because we know if Belal lost, then we're going to get Islam up at 170, which is exciting. Now, some of you might be crying because now you're not going to get Topuria Islam at 55. And maybe you thought that was a bigger fight. I think Islam's a bigger problem at 70 than it is 55. I think Islam not cutting all that weight and fighting at 70 is such a problem, And we'll find out because JDM's the perfect guy to go against Islam, especially with Craig Jones in his corner, the Dagestani killer. So I'm after watching JDM and have that success against Belal, I'm even more intrigued for JDM versus Makhachev now. I think Makhachev's going to have his hands full. Different. Makhachev would beat Muhammad. I think Makhachev's wrestling's definitely better than Muhammad's. I think his striking's better, cardio's better, IQ's a little better. If JDM beats him, good God, that's crazy, and he can. We'll see what kind of success Makhachev has. It's all going to be predicated on can Makhachev get him down early. So now you get Makhachev at 70, which is, I think, just going to be so good for him. He's going to be such a fucking problem. And then you get Topuria, Charles Oliveira. The question would be, does the UFC let Makhachev keep his title at 55 and bounce between the two divisions? I don't think so. I think for Topuria, he's going to fight for the vacant 55 title, and then Makhachev's going to go up. This Saturday's main event will define what my next move is, but regardless of that, I'm going to vacate my lightweight title. We might get a real contender there.
So Makhachev says that he's not going to vacate. He's going to have both titles.
Yeah, I think the UFC's like, nah, son.
Yeah.
If you're going to go up, go up. We're not letting you hold up two divisions, which just is good. And don't forget, for those of you that are like, oh, man, I want Topuria, Makhachev, you could still get it because JDM could beat Makhachev and he could be like, I'm going back to 55. I didn't like this. So you could still get that. And you could get that as Topuria defending his lightweight title, which would be dope too. So it's still, there's a chance. But if Makhachev has crazy success, There's a chance, even if Makhachev has crazy success at welterweight and Topuria's defends the belt, then they do it, and then it's like this crazy fucking champ fight makes it even bigger. So I think we're still gonna get it. I still think it happens, and that's a fight. That's a fight. Topuria, Charles Oliveira. I think Topuria walks through. I think he mollywops Charles Oliveira. I don't think that's gonna be much of a competition for him. But you never know. You never know. Charles Oliveira is a tough one, but I think Topuria does everything better. Everything better. So see what happens, man. We just got to get through a few weeks here. Let me see what's on the horizon for the UFC. They're making it tough, aren't they?
Let's see.
You got that trash fight night. Let me see that May 31st fight night.
Blanchfield, Barber.
Gamrot. Poor Gamrot. Billy Ray Goff.
Yeah, not much, man.
And then let me see that next pay-per-view. They got a good fight night main event with Usman Buckley. That's a great fight. Great matchup there.
So Merab versus O'Malley, too.
Pena Harrison's fun.
Yep.
Vicente Luque, Kevin Holland, fun. Keep going. Kevin Gastelum, Joe Pyfer, great. Our boy Cheeto, Bautista, great. Bruno Silva.
This is a good card.
Yeah, this is a pay-per-view card. This is a pay-per-view card. It's not going to blow you, but you're like, man, compared to what we're getting, I'll fucking take it, man.
Yeah.
Johnny Walker, yeah. This is great, good card. Solid card. So we got to get to June 7th. You just got to suck your thumb to June 7th. And then it gets tasty. Then you got Usman, Buckley, Roundtree,
For fight nights.
Hill.
Great.
Yeah, those are great. Oh, and then July 19th. Holloway, Poirier, they announced Robert Whittaker, DeRitter, take my money. See, just slow down, man. It's all good. There's light at the end of the tunnel. Right now, it's dark. It's dark and shitty. It's dark and shitty fighting. It's tough, man. It's tough. We'll get there. It's tough. You're making it tough, UFC. That's how it goes. That's just how it goes, man. Boy, it's tough for Americans, isn't it? Right now. You got John Jones, who barely ever fights. If Sugar loses Merab, Bo Nickel lost. Yeah, Americans are not thriving. You got Tom Aspinall, British. Ooh. Okay. Okay. For you guys going, does it really matter? Yeah, imagine watching the NFL and all the top quarterbacks were Dagestanian. Would you be like, yeah, I love the NFL? You'd just be like, all right, man. You know, it's like, fuck. You know, it's tough. It's tough. Boy, is it tough. Let me see the rankings, Chen. Mm-hmm. Do we have any American on the come up? Overall, MMA's down over here. So in your pound for pound, you got John Jones, number 2, hilarious. You got John Jones, number 2. Belal is American. You got Belal. Max is, almost done. Sugar, Charles, yeah. Fuck. Wow, keep going down. Yeah. Corey Sandhagen could be American champ, and he's from Aurora. Let's go. Lightweight, Justin Gaethje's on his last leg. Poirier's about to retire. Max Holloway's American, but he's about to be done. You got Sean Brady.
There you go.
Number 1. All right, we got Brady, baby. Yeah, we got Brady. Joaquin Buckley, too, quietly coming up at 7. Then when he beats Kamaru, he'll be top 3. Okay. Middleweight, you got Strickland still. That's it. Light heavyweight, Jamal Hill. Fuck, dude. There's not a lot of us. Keep going down. And then heavyweight, just fuck my mouth. Heavyweight, fuck my mouth. Yeah. Yeah. You got Kayla Harrison. Yeah, MMA's on a little bit of a downslope here in America. They'll figure it out. We still got John Jones, greatest to ever do it. Okay, what else you got, Chad?
Alrighty. You kind of covered a lot of the stuff. But let's see. So JDM was talking about Makhachev. He says, the beautiful challenge. I'm going to get it back for Volk. And then Islam said, you are not Volk. I'll show you a different level. Keep my belt clean.
Yeah, if I mean, the UFC has to figure out what they want to do, but since Islam's vacating his belt, I mean, I know what they're going to do, but let's just be cool here. If I'm the UFC, Islam's going to challenge for the welterweight title at 170. The champ's Australian, so do the fight in Australia. Can you do that for him? Do we have to go to the Middle East? I know that's where all your money's at, and you're, holding hands with homeboy, the fucking prince over there. Could you do the champ a solid? Can you do that? That's where you should do it and stack that card for the Australians. I think JDMs deserve that. I wonder when they're going to announce that. Has to be soon. Because Islam hasn't fought in fucking... Let's take a little break here and we'll jump right back into the episode. Ever wonder why your body starts to feel different as you get older? From time to time, I think about it. It's not just getting older, it's happening at a cellular level. There's nothing you can do about it usually. Every day your cells are constantly fighting stress from pollution, poor sleep, UV rays, bad diet, emotional stress from work, family. There's a lot of stressors that cause DNA damage and disrupt all your body, and it starts to age. And over time, this leads to reduced energy, slow recovery, brain fog, joint pain, and the breakdown of your body. You need your cells to function at a high level. That's why you need Strong Cell. It's designed to target the root cause of aging at a cellular level. All right? They have a patent pending formula that gives your body exactly what you're missing. NADH, CoQ10. All right, they got it all for more energy, fast recovery, sharper mind, stronger body. It's not magic, it's cellular science. It's time to make it work for you. Reclaim your energy today. Rediscover your strength. Try Strong Cell today by going to strongcell.com. Use the code Schaub for 20% off. That's strongcell.com. Use the code Schaub for 20% off. Reclaim your energy today. Strong Cell. Let's get back to the program.
And this was kind of controversial too. So Joaquin Buckley, he's had issues with Islam. Wait, hold on. Is it? No, he had issues with Belal. But anyway, so this is him talking about Belal.
He says...
Oh, no, my bad. Islam.
I got it. Yeah. This is Buckley referring to Islam's tweet.
Right after Belal lost.
Yeah. Time to become double champion. He said, crazy praying for your so-called brother's downfall. I don't think he's praying that he would lose. This is after the fact, right? Or is this before?
This is right after.
He lost.
Yeah.
So he's not. That doesn't make sense. I love Buckley. I'm with you, man. I'm down for to go against these guys. I'm with you. I love Buckley, but this doesn't make sense. Today we're fighting for something bigger than the UFC title. He's fighting for all generation people. Win or lose, don't define his legacy. Belal says, I would never fight Islam 100%, but honestly, he could go up to 85 and beat the policies right now. I don't think so. I don't know, brother. I don't know. We have same manager. Belal's like, I would never. And Islam's like, I don't know about that, brother. Brother. We have same manager. We will do something. We'll see. Yeah, Islam's a fighter's fighter.
Yeah, this was older tweets, but yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's fighting. Like, you're going to fight each other.
And for championships.
Oh, and Islam's bigger than him right there. Yeah. I think for Belal, too, that's a nightmare of a fight for him. Nightmare. He does everything Belal does, but better. So I think Belal's like, we would never fight. You imagine, dude? And Islam's like, yeah, I would. I know, that's easy. That's an easy fight for me, dude. Especially for a belt. Yeah, it's fighting. You can't play that game. You just can't.
All right, so Belal's nickname is Remember the Name, right? Mm-hmm. And remember that one time he was trying to enter the octagon to do a face-off, but then the security was like, we don't know who this guy is.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
It happened again with the commissioner when he was doing the weigh-ins here.
Commissioner like, excuse me, who are you?
Yeah, dude, it's so sad.
Yeah, but look at that guy. That guy's fucking 90. He don't know what the fuck he's doing. Has a turkey neck. He don't know. This guy just doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He's used to boxing, I bet. Like that's.
I hear you, but
I know people want to poke at Belal, but yeah, he's not GSP. It's also the state of fighting. It's where the UFC's at. Like they don't have a ton of stars. Like that guy who's fucking has diabetes. You think he's gonna know fucking Belal? You don't know.
He should. He should do his research, do his job, and know who's coming up on the scale as a main event.
You think that guy's disciplined enough in life to look at the roster?
I think it's a shitty look. It's like
for sure. Oh, no.
And it's like even for him.
But of course.
Yeah.
But of course. He can't wait to get off and get some whatever the new chicken tenders are at McDonald's. You think he's disciplined enough to study and look into the fighter so he's not he doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't know this is live. He doesn't know this is on Instagram.
Does McDonald's have new tenders?
Yeah. They have new tenders.
Okay, we'll talk about that.
They have new tendies. They have new tendies. Ask him. They have new tendies.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't see this happening with many other fighters, and plus his nickname is Remember the Name. So it's just kind of this crazy funny thing that happens to him.
His nickname has to be Remember the Name because people aren't.
Keep forgetting. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it
sucks.
The
man.
amount of hate he gets, it's just weird.
Yeah, he's such a good guy.
He's awesome. Yeah, he's awesome. Dude, look at his lip.
He got jacked up. So that's kind of like people were saying it's like the Robbie Lawler and then Alistair Overeem type of
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Like that's what happens when these guys got his nose. This is what happens.
Broken nose, orbital, and the lip.
Yeah, that's how good JDM is at boxing and MMA boxing. Like you're forced to stay on the feet with him. And if for whatever reason, I think Islam can get him down, but for whatever reason we can't, this exact same thing will happen to Islam. His boxing's leaps and bounds better than both of them. Not even close. So if you can't land the takedown, you're forced to strike with JDM. Oof, it's gonna be a tough night in the office. And especially, they both have good chins, so they're gonna eat all the fucking shots. Like this is what happens. God, dog, that's bad.
I know Javier Mendez was saying that he thinks that it's the same thing with Khabib. They want to prove that they could strike, so that's why he was doing it.
See, I think there might be some of that. I think both can be true. I think some of that, but then again, you're taking away from JDM's takedown defense. Like he attempted, I think, 9 takedowns. You know, so yes, I do think to be a world champion, you have to believe you're better than everybody in every aspect of the game. That's what made Khabib great, but also he just wasn't having success. He had no choice but to stand with JDM. The takedown was not as easy as he thought, so he's like, fuck. And so you're forced to strike. But I don't think, especially after round 3, he was like, I'm just as good. No. You want to win the fight. Otherwise, you're losing a ton of money. He had no choice. God, his lip is terrible, dude.
Yeah, it's jacked up. So this is Ilia Topuria posting. He just tagged Islam Makhachev on the day of the fight. And then just showing some pad work and stuff.
He's looking thick.
Anyway, more of the same of that, but it's kind of crazy. The JDM Islam fight, so many people were like, there's so many things going on moving around them. Including Ilia, because we don't know we don't know for a fact at least who Ilia's gonna fight next.
We have a good idea, but yeah, we'll see.
Not for a fact, but and this is also Ian Machado Gary chiming in on this.
Now that's a fight. That's a motherfucking fight. Ian Machado Gary.
Jack Della Maddalena is new champion in the division because Belal didn't shoot any takedowns. Mental.
He shot
I know.
9.
So here's the matchups I think we should see in the welterweight division. I want to see Carlos Praches take on Jeff Neal. 2 heavy hitters, 2 big southpaws. That's a fight I'm interested to see. Then Leon Edwards is always moaning and complaining, I don't want to fight any wrestlers, I want to fight strikers. Then let's give him the most awkward striker in the entire UFC, in Michael Venom Page. That's a fight I'd like to watch.
Agree.
Now, you've got the new champion, Jack Della Maddalena, the Aussie, great performance, but sloppy. The rumour is Islam Makhachev is moving up to 170, and if he does, then all of us welterweights have to take a step back and give the man the respect he deserves. But if negotiations don't go so well, then you've got a tall, blonde Irishman who's ready to take over the UFC and get that belt, and I will smoke Jack Della Maddalena. I'll box the ears off him.
He could be a problem for JDM because of his diversity with his kickboxing. But as far as boxing goes, it could be tough for Ian. But that's a great fight. But Ian's gonna have to win one more to get there.
Alrighty. So I think we kind of touched on this a while ago, but John Jones and Nate Diaz they're being coaches for this like Russian version of Tough.
That's gonna get 17 views.
Right. So
But maybe Russia digs it, you know?
but I mean, so people
Even
are,
if you did that hair, it would eat cock.
yeah,
If they did Ultimate Fighter hair with those two as the coaches, like no one's paying
it's just
attention.
no one likes.
But in Russia, I don't know. Maybe it's on like main network TV over there, and they just love violence, so they might tune in. But over here, that would eat all the dicks.
I'll show you some clips of the stuff that happens there, but that's them together.
Damn, John looking thick.
He's thick, yeah. And it says like either in Thailand, but it's the Russian thing, so I don't know. But here's the actual organizations, ALF Global, and then there's just footage of them fighting in the backyards as they're filming. I can't really play it. I don't
And
think
then, yeah, I guess they can't touch the UFC. It's not like Nate and John are going to do anything with the UFC as far as like, at the end of the series, usually the coaches fight.
Yeah, which
they
makes it
fight-
more interesting.
They fight in some big pay-per-view card or something. But
Yeah.
there's no stakes for either of them.
Yeah, but then that calls into question, like, they want to make sure that he can fight Tom Aspinall, but he's doing all this other side stuff. This is going to take about a month or so.
Oh, you're
Then-
not seeing John fighting
Yeah.
anytime soon. Yeah.
And then someone caught this video of John in Thailand while filming this stuff. And the caption just says, "What the fuck is John doing?"
It's going to ride, man.
Уже взял свою команду Джонса.
He's grabbing
John's loaded up in Thailand, baby.
Dude, the amount of partying that goes on in Thailand too.
Yeah, it's a problem. Yeah.
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 And then I saw this pop up this morning. So it says that Tom Aspinall talked to Hunter Campbell, and then he'll find out for sure by today. Why? Why are you laughing?
It's just like, it's like the whole Chandler Connor thing too, right?
Yeah.
He's like, all right, man, one more day, and then I'm moving on. It's been going on for like a year. All right, for reals, dude. Enough. You can fight or not. John's like, I don't know. He's like, all right, I'll wait. Oh, well, I'm bored of it. I've had enough. I think we either need to fight or I need to move on, something else. Like I said, I'm going to find out. Literally, today's the day that I've been waiting 3 to 4 months for. I'm going to find out today. Well, seeing John hold that dude's Jerry curl on the back of the moped
That's not the best.
probably lets you know before you even talk to Nick Maynard. Yeah, we're going to get Cyril gone, Aspinall.
That would
It's such a
suck.
shame. That's what you're going to get, dude. You can almost guarantee it.
Alrighty. I saw this interview with Brian Stout on Ariel Helwani show. I just want to get your thoughts on this. This is basically, they're asking what direction.
Yeah, I love
Tom-
Brian Stan.
Yeah, John Jones and Tom
to
go.
ask you about your old teammate. There aren't a ton of them left, but there is one named John Jones who is still around. If you were him, what do? You take this last fight against Tom, or do you get out of the game with the perfect record?
I take the fight, but that's easy for me to say because I'm not. I have no idea what's going on in his personal life. And the I knew him when he was very young. And one thing that always stood out to me is he was always very responsible with his money. He saved his money, which is not something a lot of fighters do. So he's probably in a really good financial position. But
Facts.
until I see him actually lose a fight, right? I think it's very hard to bet against him, even against
Agreed.
somebody as young and as hungry as Tom Aspinall. But as we know in this sport, everybody has their time. But I don't think anything changes his legacy in terms of being the best, ever to do this, regardless of the outcome of that fight. But when I see those two athletes, you could absolutely see a path to victory for John Jones, and one where he could be standing there again, looking at all of us and laughing at any one of us who doubted him, because he's just that good.
Agree.
And I think the thing that makes him most unique, having fought on a couple of fight cards for him, is even guys as great as George St. Pierre, the level of anxiety GSP would get before he made that walk was insurmountable, to the point where he didn't really like it. There were times when Cowboy Cerrone would say he absolutely hated fighting. He just loved the training. When you see John Jones in a locker room before he's fighting, right, he looks like a kid who's getting ready to play a middle school basketball game. Like, he's genuinely excited to walk out there
Different
in the
animal.
octagon and destroy the person in front of him.
He's like Dexter.
There's never a single doubt in his mind as to what he's going to do in there. I've never seen another fighter mentally like that in all the times that I fought and all the times that I called fights. Never seen somebody with that level of mentality and that little anxiety before they walked into the octagon.
Agree. Facts to all that. I wonder how many viewers of my show, even Hawani's, remember Brian Stan. I trained with him for a hot second. He's the best. This guy goes, where the fuck has Brian been? Making all the money, managing a hedge fund. He's like doing some crazy business shit. Yeah. Balling.
He has like a really decorated military career too. I remember.
He's great.
Yeah.
He's great. People thought maybe he would take over and run the UFC if.
I remember that too.
Yeah. Stick our last break here, kids, because the summer's coming. Summertime. And you're drinking with your friends. You're at the pool. You're at Travel Ball, July 4th. You got UFC's popping in the summer. You have a million reasons to celebrate. But you're like, man, I'm always that guy that gets too drunk. I can't drive. I wake up the next morning feeling all groggy. My kids want to play catch. What can I do? I got some for you. Sure Shot. That's right. The world's first alcohol detoxifier that reduces blood alcohol content as little as 30 minutes. Wake up with a sharper mind and body, liver support, well-being boost, gut support, hydration. You can have that drink now and you'll be just fine. Go to sureshot.com. Use promo code Brendan. Get 10% off. Go to your local Bevmo. Get a 4-pack for you and the homies. There's TikTok shop, Amazon. They're all over. Sureshot.com. Promo code Brendan. You're welcome.
But yeah, as far as John's legacy, like if he lost to Tom, like let's say he
still
lost,
the greatest of all time.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. Still the greatest of all time. No one's ever going to be able to duplicate his string at light heavyweight. His heavyweight run's been a little weird, but
it's just, yeah, it's definitely weird and very short.
He never lost at light heavyweight, and he reigned supreme during literally the toughest challenges, PEDs. Like, dude, beat all comers, prospects, champion, like destroyed everybody.
And the fact that people are back to not falling in love, but they actually like took him back in after all that crazy shit that he's been through, especially with the wife stuff,
Yeah.
It's pretty insane.
Yeah. So we're to lose to a younger Tom Aspinall at heavyweight. It's like, it's at the end of his career. He's at heavyweight. All right. He's still the greatest ever.
And this guy's saying, imagine beating Aspinall and retiring. If he beat Aspinall, then that'd be the craziest legacy.
Yeah. No one's ever going to touch it. It's going to be tough to touch now.
All right. Do you remember this fight with Marc-Andre Barriault elbowing Bruno Silva's
Broke
head?
his skull. Yeah, he's probably done
And he
fighting.
was out for fucking like
Yeah, well, yeah, he crushed his
many
skull.
minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
So apparently there was an actual dent.
No,
That formed.
fractured his skull, man. Yeah,
See that?
brain swelling. Like, he's probably never fighting again. That's how this goes.
Yeah, that was terrible. But he says he's fine.
Really?
He said he took tests and he's okay. But I mean,
I went to the hospital and did exams. It's all okay with my health. Really?
Yeah.
Silva openly discussed the mental health issues faced during recent fights. Okay, well, that's definitely not going to help.
No.
Oh, wow. Man, glad he's okay.
This is pretty cool. We haven't heard from Rory McDonald in a long time. And then he was at the UFC for the events. And then someone asked him about, does he ever get the itch to fight again? And I'll just play the clip.
Roy McDonald. Me and my best friend growing up watched you, and you were our favorite fighter growing up. So my question is, has it ever crossed your mind to ever come back to UFC? And if so, what would be the fight you'd want?
I mean, from time to time, it has come back, but shortly after, when I actually think about it and what it entails, I'm not that kind of person anymore. I don't have the drive, the intensity it takes to be at a championship level anymore. So, I mean, sometimes it's nice to dream when you're having a lot of coffee or something, but when the reality comes down to it, no, it's not for me anymore.
Yeah, that's how you know you won.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
remember you mentioned something about you used to you trained with him before, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then you guys go out and have, do you have any cool Rory McDonald stories? Because he seems like such an introvert, shy guy.
No, he's a good time. He's such a good dude. Yeah, Roy, like people are like, oh, what? You don't have it anymore? It's like, buddy, fought for a long time, took a lot of punishment. Like, to me, that's success. Him be like, I'm good. Like, the bummer is if, you get announced it next week that he's fighting. I mean, they're not doing great. So, and Roy was always so smart financially with his money, investing like gold and shit and buried in his backyard. Like, he's always super wicked smart with that stuff. And he has a whole family. I think he has 2 or 3 little girls, but yeah, he's crushing it, man. Adorable so that's family. Success. That's what you want from your favorite fighter. That's what you want. Like, are you fighting again? He goes, no, I'm good. It's the worst when it's like, yeah, I'm actually fighting bare knuckle next week. You're like, God damn it. A lot of people are like, yes. But in general, you should be like, oh, man, he's not doing great.
Yeah.
You want your fighters to be able to turn it down. That's success.
It's funny you mentioned bare knuckle. Speaking of bare knuckle, your boy Andrei Arlovsky is going to make his debut in June. I think June 21st.
Yeah, Andrei's just one of those guys. I think he would do it for free. He's just a fighter's fighter. It's just all he wants to do.
Well, there you go. And I looked up his opponent. He looks pretty crazy. His records.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 45-26-1.
Couple of vets going at it, bare knuckle. Guy's jacked. I'll take Arlovsky, though.
Yeah, definitely.
That motherfucker just figures it out.
All right. Just a bout announcement. Marvin Vettori versus Brendan Allen. That'll be for UFC 318 in July. That one's kind of cool because they've had like some behind-the-scenes fights.
Yeah.
The casino one.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a fun fight. Mm-hmm. I hope Brendan Allen gets on track. Vettori's had a run for a hot second, right?
Yeah. All right. Just a couple more. We haven't seen Stamp Fairtex in a while. She had a injury, I think a knee injury, and they actually they took off the entire card after she got injured.
Damn.
For one of the one championship
She is
cards.
like one of their biggest stars, like top 3.
Yeah. So when she couldn't make it, then of course they had to do
we're
something. But she's getting her master's degree now. She already has her bachelor's degree, but she's getting her master's.
Good for her.
And her GPA is 3.62.
Good to know.
This is where it kind of,
yeah, no shit.
All right. Oh, I thought this was super funny. I'll just play it for you. It's Alexander Usyk talking about getting punched by a horse.
Hey, get out. The hardest punch you've ever had?
Sorry.
Was that the hardest punch you've ever had?
From Dubai.
No. I take punch with our horse. A horse? Yeah. Really? Yeah. A horse? Horse, yeah. I work in farm. I go to, hey, get out. Boom. All right, so question. 0 fight, 0 win. So that horse is unbeaten. What do you think of that? You don't punch as hard as a horse kicks.
Not horse.
Yeah.
Of course.
Of
Was
course.
that the hardest punch?
What do you horse? But I think that like get it.
I know, but
He's
looked
all
like it.
yeah. Horse.
He's such a character.
Yeah, I love him.
All right. So we saw this on the program, but yeah, Vitor Belfort.
Yeah, I love when they
was
do
going to be
this.
inducted to
Yeah.
Hall of Fame. And then I looked at his old videos. Dude, look at his traps and neck when he was like, I think he was like 19 or something
He's
like
a freak,
that.
19.
UFC.
The phenom, bro.
Yep, he was a phenom. That's all for current events.
All right, man.
Fights coming up this.
You got any other fighters GPA for me?
I'm gonna look forward for next week. Wait,
Did you know Woodley had a 2.9 GPA at Missouri? I did not.
Didn't? Yeah, exactly. Look at these records real quick though. So these are the main event. Gilbert Burns. He's on a 3-fight losing skid, and his opponent that I don't even remember him that much at all. He's basically
undefeated.
Yeah, undefeated. But in the UFC, like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the
Yeah, you
contender
remember
series.
this guy, and he starched Neil Magny. You remember him?
Starch Mount. Yeah,
Bring you a picture of him.
oh, he's on the actual thing. This guy.
Yeah, Burns is one of those guys. You get by him, even though he's on that whatever his 4-fight losing skid. You
He's
get
on
past
top of
him,
top,
yeah,
yeah.
you're jump up in the rankings. As they call it, he's like the gatekeeper of the top 5. I hate when people call guys gatekeepers, but he's like the guy. You beat him, boom, you're in the top 5. That makes sense. Yeah, I'll watch it, but we just gotta get through a few weeks here, kids, and then the UFC's back popping. Let's see what happens. All right, that's it. Drive fast, all gas. Anything you buy automatically enters you to win the 2024 TRX Final Edition Supercharged Hellcat, over $50,000 in mods, and then also when you win this, you get $10,000 cash, hard, cold cash. We got a special promotion coming up for Memorial Day. We got a bunch of cool stuff, so go to drivefastallgas.com. All right, kids, that's it. Love you. Be safe. See you next time. Baseball Dad, see you on the field. I'm out.